Good morning. It is Friday, about 8 o'clock. I forgot my camera yesterday. It was just a quick salt run. It was nothing crazy. As you can see, I only had to use the big Chevy. The other ones sat out because when it's just salting, typically it's just me running through the route. I went through about 5 yards of salt. But today, eventually I'd like to wash the truck I'm in now and the Chevy, get the salt off, but it's like 14 degrees right now, so that's not happening for a while. Anyways, yesterday when I was driving that truck, it almost felt like the fuel was gelling up like last year, but then it didn't get any worse, but it didn't get any better when I put some of the diesel 911 in it. So what I'm thinking is the fuel filters might be clogged up, possibly. So I'm hoping. So I went to the store this morning and got a new fuel filter. There's two, but they didn't have the other one. So hopefully I can change the one and maybe it'll help. And at least I can see if it doesn't make a difference. And then I also got some fuel injector cleaner that you can put in the fuel. So I think between the two of those, hopefully I can figure that out. Basically, it was totally fine until I was going like 40 miles an hour, and then it would almost start to start cutting out. And it seemed like it was just starving for fuel. So I'm thinking maybe the fuel filter is just a little bit clogged. So we'll find out. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna work on. I went to bed early last night because I was up early yesterday night. So I got here super early, like 6:30, and then I couldn't really do anything because it's so cold. But it's about 8 now, so at least I can see because it's not dark. But enough rambling. Let's see what I can do. So on this truck, there's a fuel filter that's right on the motor, right off the side. Here, I'll open the hood. And then there's a fuel filter that's underneath the step on the driver's side. So there's this fuel filter here, which that's the fuel filter I got, but it says that it cross-references with this one, but I don't think it did last year when I took it off. The other one is right in there. And I'm thinking it's the one closer to the fuel tank that's probably clogged. It makes sense to me. So I'm gonna try to take that off and see if the threads even look like they're the same and try that first. If not, maybe I can at least dump out the fuel that's in it and maybe dump some of that cleaner in there, and maybe it'll kind of clean it out. So that's what we're gonna start with. All right, so I just got this fuel filter off, and it turns out there is a number on the side of it. I just couldn't find it, and look at all that junk in there. So that would lead me to believe this is probably our culprit. So let's grab the other one, see if it fits on here. All right, so it turns out they do have that one in stock. When you give them the right part number, it helps. So I'm going to head back to the Cat dealer and get that fuel filter, throw that on there, and then I think after pulling that apart and seeing how rusty the stuff inside of it is, it makes sense why it would be starving for fuel just a little bit. So basically, from my understanding, there's this fuel tank here, and it looks like there's a line that comes off and goes right to that fuel filter and then goes to up to the motor. So it would make sense why that one would be clogged first, because obviously it's a 1991. I would imagine the tank's original, so inside of there is probably rusty a little bit, or I don't know, whatever. So that would make sense why every year we have to get new fuel filters for it. As soon as it's cold out, it shows if it's clogged a little bit, probably. I don't know. back with 2 new filters. Luckily they were only $12, so I got 2 of them because this seems to be a common occurrence at least once a year, so it'd be nice to just have it with me in the truck just in case. So I'm gonna go ahead, fill this one up with fuel real quick, and then throw it on, start the truck, and see what it, take it for a spin, see if it runs a little better. Hoping that's all it was. Okay, new fuel filters are in. I should have put it on camera, but the fuel filter that was underneath the step was completely gelled up. Well, at least half of it. It was all frozen. So I'm pretty confident that's what it was for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead. It's been warming up for about 10 minutes now. I'm gonna take it for a spin, make sure it drives good, and then now I have a whole collection of preventatives. So this is a new fuel filter, the one that always seems to be gelling, or has gelled up twice now. And then this is injector cleaner, preventative, emergency, which apparently didn't work because I put it in yesterday when it started to sound like it was gelling up and it did nothing. So not super impressed with this, to be honest. And then this is supposed to clean the tank in case there's rust in it and stuff. So now that I have 4 bottles from that brand, I don't know, I might try and test out some new brands because that did not impress me, actually, thinking about it now. It didn't do anything. I guess it didn't get worse, but it didn't get any better. And I drove the truck for like 5 hours yesterday with it topping out at 40 miles an hour because it was gelled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing for a spin and hope for the best. Oh yeah, already better. All the way up to 55 miles an hour, and it feels a million times better. Oh, that's a relief, because it's only the first storm, and it wasn't even really much of a storm, and I was worried that something with the injectors was bad or something, I don't know. So that's good. Yeah. It all adds up and it makes sense, so that's good to know. I have a new filter with me now, so in case it happens next time, hopefully there is no next time, but if it happens again, I can swap out filters mid-route and it won't matter. Alright, see you back at the yard. Alright, it's after 2 o'clock now. I just finished washing this truck and the big dump over here. Nothing crazy. I just sprayed it off because it was just a little bit salty. So and it was nice with the frame being freshly painted. It all just kind of washed straight off really easily. But yeah, so I don't know if this is even an exciting video. Probably not, but just trying to film what I can each day, and then I don't know, we'll see what happens. It seems like I'm always doing something, so I'm sure we'll find something to film each day. But I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. Yesterday it rained well, not all day, but it rained till at least 12, and then it was kind of crappy the rest of the day, so I didn't really do anything work-wise. Today, my goal, so kind of like how I did that, basically we had on the semi, where it used to be, we had an overhang that went over, and then we had some 4x4s or whatever. And when we took that down to move the semi trailer, it kind of split in half on its own, which worked out. So the addition onto this is half of that overhang. So today what I'm hoping to do is put the other half and rest it on top of the semi and then on top of this shipping container here, and kind of have it bridged from here to here.
Okay, after a lot of frustration, that was much harder than I was expecting. I have this up here. Luckily, I don't believe I did any damage, but it did fall on the front of the loader, of course. So now I just need to stabilize it, fix a bunch of stuff on the wood because it was basically falling apart by the end, and then get some metal up there. But man, that was not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a lot easier than that, to be honest. But it's up there, and it'll be just long enough for the bed of the truck, it looks like, which is fine. That's all I need it for. In worst case, if there's a lot of stuff blowing in from that side, I can hang a tarp or something. I don't know, whatever. At this point, I'm just kind of happy that it at least got up there. The only reason I was able to is because of these extensions that I remembered we had. I'm not even sure how much I'll show of that because that was extremely aggravating. All right, moving on. Okay, I'm up on top of the shipping container here, and basically what I just did so far, this cracked here, so I fixed that. That corner got messed up, so I fixed that. And then I added a 2x4 here, here, and then one on the corner so that this can't slide downhill. Ideally, I'd like to connect that side so it can't like lift up or something from the wind, but I'm not terribly concerned about that. I think it's pretty heavy. So what I'm gonna do now is work on this. Is the first piece of metal, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 or 5 more that should be able to make it across, hopefully, and then somehow try and secure it. Okay, for now, top side is done. I don't really know how long that took. It didn't seem like it was too long, but I just gotta get all this stuff down and then see what it's looking like from the bottom. All right, just got down. So the next thing is just gonna be somehow attaching this side on top, and then I'm probably gonna frame something. I don't know, I gotta pull the truck in here, I guess, really would be the best thing, and see how well the bed will be blocked. But by looking at that, that's really tall, so I almost want to build something, a partial wall or a wall all the way down or something, so that this is really closed in. So we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so it appears it's almost perfect. The salter's hanging over a little bit, which I have room here to pull forward. So it's the perfect amount for the bed, which is good. And you can see front of the bed, which obviously is kind of back here, but front of the bed to the salter is perfect amount. So for now, this will do okay, I think. Obviously, stuff can still come in here, but I just talked to my dad, and we both agreed it would make the most sense to just add on to, so basically double the size of this. And this area is always pretty dry. So in the summer, this will probably be where a lot of the plows are stored and the salters and stuff like that, and or where the truck goes. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So for now, this is pretty much done, and it'll certainly be better than nothing, obviously, but I'm not sure when we'll add on to the rest. But it is definitely nice to be able to have the bed covered, and it's right next to the salt bin. Skid steer will be right in there. So start that, untarp that, start this, pull it forward. You know, you're low. And of course, as per usual, when doing a project, that is not ideal. So I created another project for myself. So I'll have to figure out how to fix that, or maybe I have to get a new pedal, I don't know. Something seems, it's never been that loose, so something broke, I don't know.